Hello everybody, this is J.D. Faulkner again coming to you live. See if I can pull movie player up. Yep, here we go. Coming to you live from good old Norris, Tennessee. Whoop, pull that back up here. There we go. So today we are going to look at an article that I think will be pretty near and dear to everybody's heart. Maybe not right now, being that behind me it is going to be about 65 degrees today and sunny. However, this is about the beginning of the end of snow days. So I like this article because, as we all know, we've all been there. We love snow days. We can't help it. We are just like kids when it comes to snow days. We want snow days just like kids want snow days. However, the snow day of 2020 is not the snow day of 1996. Today we're looking at, I like the subtitle here, districts around the U.S. are working out policies and procedures for having kids work at home when inclement weather closes schools. As you can see, this young man right here, he looks very enthusiastic about doing homework at home during a snow day. But that's where we're going, folks. This article really goes about, excuse me, how districts from around the U.S. Are looking at examples of how students can still conduct class online while at the same time, having a snow day. So snow days really impact the amount of instruction we have in the classroom. It also impacts the amount of learning that takes place, especially, at a high school where you have problems with master scheduling already. Snow days are one of those things that really is a thorn in everybody's side. I know everybody likes them. However, they do impact the amount of instructional times teachers have and the amount of learning time that students have. So getting into this article, I like this part right here. Still, snow days have a history of nostalgia on the other side, so why the growing consensus around replacing them? The answer largely comes down to the complex demands of school scheduling. There we have school scheduling again. This is primarily at the high school, folks, to be quite honest. High school scheduling is it is intense if you haven't been in a high school, so you know the issues with school scheduling and the concerns about the disruption on learning. Looks at some schools around the Portland, Oregon area that, where they really have a lot of snow. Students are really out of school a lot. So Oregon schools lost 14 days during the 16-17 school year. That was later considered a factor in students' poor showing in reading, math, and math state-mandated tests in the spring. So again, going back to the amount of school you miss, does it impact your state-mandated test? Then it also asks the question, how much emphasis are we putting on state-mandated tests to begin with? So going on and looking down, I like this. Having students do schoolwork at home on snow days eases problems administrators face, but not parents. They need to sort out child care or take a day off themselves. And there's a more serious issue that distance learning can't fix. About 20 million children receive free lunch at school. 11.7 million receive free breakfast. So you're looking at students who, if this many students are receiving free breakfast and free lunch, do they have access to online materials? And that's really what doing a snow day online looks like. It's about teachers being able to upload work onto Canvas or upload work onto some other online platform, and students being able to go in, complete that work, and still get time for, what we would call in-seat. However, if you've got a lot of students on free and reduced lunch, the chances that they have online access at home is slim to none, really. So it is a growing trend, right? I like this right here. Implementation isn't always easy. One of the issues school faces, not every student has internet access at home, and this is truly an issue I know in Knox County. Some schools in Knox County, your more affluent schools, maybe kids do have internet access. Students where you have high free and reduced lunch rates, they don't have online access. So being able to complete homework at home during a snow day, probably not going to be a possibility. Another issue they say is the issue of teacher assistance is raised by students as well. if you're in an AP class, AP Stats, AP Calc, AP, whatever it may be, if you've got a question, you don't have the teacher there. So it is tough. It is tough because you're kind of left out to dry, no pun intended, when when you don't have that face-to-face. So I like the end of this. Not every state is rushing to join this trend. Students in Rhode Island, for example, can breathe easy. The state passed a law in 2017 designed to allow schools to plan virtual school days, but the district to submit a proposal has rescinded that proposal, citing insufficient guidance from the State Department of Ed. So even though some places are doing this, some places are not. I really don't know how I feel about it. Let me go ahead and close this out. I really don't know how I feel about it. I think master schedules at the high school are very important. I think instructional time and the disruption of instructional time is very important. I don't know if taking a snow day to complete assignments for grades, I don't know how I feel about that. I think there's a whole lot of possibilities where maybe learning is not going to take place. Maybe using it as supplemental, I can see, but using it as a full-on way to do instruction, I don't know how I feel about that. So be sure to check out the video, respond as you see fit, and we will talk to you again soon. Thanks, guys.